Key 1. Stoicism, a hard truth. But there are individuals in our lives who take pleasure in causing harm and creating chaos. Imagine sharing moments with someone, trusting them, only to discover they are the source of your suffering. It's a chilling realization, and it's not uncommon. Today, we're delving into a topic that's both unsettling and critical to understand. How to spot the signs of toxic individuals, whether they're colleagues, friends, or even family. These people can often disguise their true nature behind a charming and charismatic facade, making it incredibly difficult to see them for who they really are. But understanding the signs can be life-altering. The Stoics believed in the importance of clear perception and living a life governed by reason and virtue. By learning to identify these harmful traits, we can protect our peace and foster healthier relationships. Living in alignment with Stoic principles, wisdom, self-control, and rational thought helps us safeguard our mental health and navigate these toxic interactions. So, let's explore the 5 red flags of dealing with someone harmful. And by the end, you'll not only be able to spot these behaviors, but also learn practical ways to protect yourself and set firm boundaries. 1. Charming but self-centered. At first, people who exude charm and charisma seem like a breath of fresh air. They can light up a room, making everyone feel important and valued. Their words are always carefully chosen, and it's easy to believe you've met someone extraordinary. But as the Stoics remind us, appearances can be deceiving. The cracks in their facade often begin to show over time. Maybe they consistently need to be the center of attention, dominating conversations and deflecting focus from others. When you try to share something meaningful, they quickly turn the conversation back to themselves. A Stoic would advise us to observe, not to rush judgment. True character isn't about who can win the spotlight. It's about how a person behaves when they aren't trying to impress anyone. Pay attention to their reactions when things don't go their way. A genuinely kind person will handle disappointments with grace, but someone with ill intent might lash out or manipulate to regain control. By staying grounded and mindful, you can see beyond their charming act, noticing the self-centeredness beneath. The Stoics believed in clear observation, especially in social settings, helping us discern those who are truly virtuous from those playing a role. 2. Lack of empathy. Empathy, the ability to understand and share in the feelings of others, is fundamental to human connection. It fosters deep relationships, emotional support, and mutual respect. But those who lack empathy see others' feelings as irrelevant. Their words and actions show no regard for the impact they have on others. The Stoics, especially Marcus Aurelius, emphasize the interconnectedness of humanity and how our well-being is tied to others. When we encounter someone who blatantly disregards others' feelings, it's a serious warning sign. Picture this. You open up to a friend about something deeply personal, seeking comfort or understanding. Instead of offering sympathy, they mock your vulnerability. Or they might take credit for your achievements, downplaying your success or turning it into their own. This lack of empathy can be incredibly isolating and harmful. It's not only about how they fail to support you in tough times, but also about how they can undermine you when things are going well. In professional settings, a boss who disregards their employees' well-being or pushes them to the brink of burnout with no empathy is a clear example of this toxic behavior. The Stoics would remind us to maintain our integrity and not let the lack of empathy in others disturb our inner peace. Recognize that these behaviors reflect their character, not yours. Setting boundaries is key to preserving your mental and emotional health. 3. Manipulation. Manipulation is one of the most insidious traits of toxic individuals. It's subtle, often disguised as concern or care, but it's aimed at controlling others to serve their own agenda. They twist situations, sow doubt, and erode your confidence, leaving you questioning your own perceptions. From a Stoic perspective, clarity of thought and the ability to see things as they truly are essential virtues. Manipulators, however, seek to cloud your judgment, distorting reality to suit their needs. One of the most common forms of manipulation is gaslighting, making you doubt your own memory or sanity. Imagine confronting a friend about something they did that hurt you. Instead of acknowledging their actions, they might accuse you of overreacting or misremembering. This tactic shifts the blame onto you, leaving you confused and self-doubting. The Stoics would advise us to stay grounded in our principles, to hold onto reality, and not let external pressures cloud our judgment. Trust your instincts, and don't allow anyone to twist your perception of the truth. By recognizing these toxic behaviors early on, we empower ourselves to set the necessary boundaries that protect our peace and mental well-being. The Stoics teach us that we are responsible for our own reactions and the company we keep. Choosing to engage with virtuous individuals and distancing ourselves from toxic influences is part of cultivating a life of wisdom, integrity, and emotional resilience. Through thoughtful observation and mindful action, we can protect ourselves from the harm of those who wish to manipulate, deceive, and disrupt. Key 1. Stoic. At some point in our lives, we all encounter people who play mind games, manipulating situations to their advantage. These individuals can undermine our confidence, making us question our sense of reality. One of their most powerful tools is the ability to make us feel responsible for their happiness or well-being, pulling us into a cycle of guilt and obligation. It could be that friend who always seems to have problems, but is never there when you need support in return. They might say things like, "If you really cared, you'd help me," making you feel trapped into compliance, even when you're stretched too thin. The Stoics, particularly Epictetus, believed in understanding what is within our control and what isn't. We cannot control the actions or emotions of others, but we always have the power to control how we respond. Manipulators are skilled at using flattery or charm to get their way. In the beginning, it might feel flattering, being showered with compliments, making you feel special. But over time, you begin to notice a pattern. Their praise is only given when they need something from you. They subtly make you feel indebted or as if you need to meet their expectations to maintain their approval. The Stoics would remind us that our self-worth must come from within, not from the fleeting approval of others. True virtue and self-respect are not earned through manipulation, but through personal integrity and authenticity. Another tactic manipulators often use is isolation. They try to cut you off from your support system, your friends and family, so that you become increasingly reliant on them. They might say things like, "Your friends don't understand you like I do," or "Your family doesn't really care about you." In doing so, they slowly strip away your independence and make you more dependent on them for validation and support. The Stoics believed in the importance of strong, supportive relationships. They understood that we thrive in community, and isolation only weakens us, making us more vulnerable to manipulation. Financial manipulation is also a common tactic. Some may insist on controlling the finances, making you feel as though you're incapable of managing your own money, or they might borrow money without ever paying it back. The Stoics emphasize the value of self-sufficiency and financial independence as pillars of personal freedom. Recognizing manipulation can be tough, especially when you care about the person involved. But the Stoic wisdom teaches us to be vigilant, discerning, and clear-minded. If you feel manipulated, it's essential to step back and evaluate the situation objectively. Are they consistently prioritizing their needs over yours? Do they guilt-trip you into complying with their demands? Are they trying to control aspects of your life or isolate you from others? These are key signs. Setting clear boundaries is crucial. Communicate assertively about what you will and will not tolerate. You have every right to your own thoughts, feelings, and actions. By staying grounded in your values and responding with integrity, you can protect yourself from manipulation, maintaining your sense of self in a world that sometimes tries to chip away at it. The Stoics remind us that while we can't control how others behave, we always have control over how we react. Key 1 to Stoic in a world where trust is fragile and doubt is a constant companion. It's easy to get lost in the sea of deceit and confusion. People often find themselves questioning who they can trust, which leads to anxiety and uncertainty. Yet, the ancient Stoic philosophers offer us timeless wisdom. Stay true to yourself, and let your integrity remain unshaken, no matter how much dishonesty surrounds you. Epictetus, one of the Stoic greats, taught us to focus only on what is within our control, our own thoughts, our responses, and our actions. Don't let the lies of others disturb your inner peace. In relationships, pathological lying can be especially toxic. Picture being with someone who consistently fabricates stories about their past, their whereabouts, or their emotions. This constant dishonesty can leave you feeling uncertain, anxious, and unsure of your own perceptions. You might even begin to doubt your own memory, second-guessing every feeling or thought, which is precisely the effect the liar wants to have on you. They thrive on creating confusion and instability, all in a bid to maintain control. The Stoics would advise you to trust your own judgment and not fall for manipulation. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, reminded us that true peace comes from within. We shouldn't allow the lies of others to disrupt that peace. But one of the most dangerous aspects of pathological lying is how deceptively difficult it is to spot at first. Liars can be extremely convincing, spinning their falsehoods with such confidence and detail that you almost believe them. They mix truth with lies, making it all the more challenging to distinguish fact from fiction. This is where the Stoic practice of vigilance comes into play. To maintain your peace, you must remain sharp, constantly questioning what you hear and looking for evidence before jumping to conclusions. Pay attention to how the liar reacts when confronted. Do they become defensive, angry, or deflect blame onto you? Do they offer an explanation that seems too convenient, an additional layer of deception? Someone who is truthful will admit their mistakes and work to correct them. But a pathological liar will dig deeper into their web of lies, making the situation even more complicated. The Stoics urge us to stay calm and composed when confronted with lies. Recognize them for what they are, and don't let them provoke an emotional reaction. It's essential to consider the long-term impact of these lies as well. Over time, constant dishonesty can chip away at the foundation of trust in any relationship. Once trust is broken, it's incredibly hard to rebuild. You may find yourself trapped in a cycle of suspicion, constantly questioning what's true. This creates a toxic, unstable environment. The Stoics believe in building relationships based on honesty, respect, and trust. If you find yourself in a relationship with a pathological liar, it's crucial to ask yourself, is it worth trying to rebuild trust, or is it healthier to distance yourself from this toxic influence? The Stoics would advise you to set clear boundaries, protect your mental and emotional well-being, and stay true to your own values. Never let someone drag you into dishonesty. Be clear about what you will tolerate, and don't hesitate to walk away from a relationship that repeatedly undermines your integrity. Protecting yourself from manipulation and deceit starts with setting boundaries. Boundaries are a clear line between what you will and won't accept in your relationships. They're essential for safeguarding your mental, emotional, and even physical health. The Stoics, who valued personal integrity and inner peace, would see boundary setting as a vital practice for maintaining a virtuous and peaceful life. Setting boundaries isn't about being harsh or unkind. It's about respecting yourself and ensuring others respect you. 2. Clarity is essential when setting boundaries. You must communicate your needs clearly and assertively. For instance, if a friend belittles you or speaks to you disrespectfully, you could calmly say, "I value our friendship, but I won't tolerate being spoken to in that way. If it continues, I'll need to distance myself." This leaves no room for misunderstanding and helps maintain respect in the relationship. But setting boundaries doesn't stop at just stating them once. Consistency is key. You must uphold your boundaries, even when it feels uncomfortable or difficult. Epictetus often emphasized the importance of discipline, and consistency in upholding boundaries is a form of self-discipline. By sticking to your boundaries, you teach others how to treat you. If someone repeatedly violates those boundaries, it's a clear sign they don't respect you, and you may need to reassess the relationship. Setting boundaries is an ongoing process as relationships evolve. For example, in a work environment, you might need to set limits around your availability to avoid burnout. It's essential to balance your duties without overextending yourself, a principle the Stoics strongly supported. One of the most challenging aspects of boundary setting is dealing with resistance, especially from those who are used to manipulating or controlling others. People with these tendencies may react with anger, guilt, or even attempts to undermine your confidence. But the Stoics remind us to remain calm and steadfast in the face of such challenges. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about maintaining composure and not letting others' emotional turbulence disturb your peace. Sometimes, setting boundaries means making tough decisions, like distancing yourself from people who are toxic or harmful. This can be painful, but it's necessary for your well-being. Seneca spoke often about the importance of choosing our associations wisely, because the people we surround ourselves with have a significant impact on our character and happiness. Removing yourself from harmful relationships sends a powerful message about your self-worth and your commitment to living virtuously. Seeking support from trusted friends, family, or a therapist can help when setting boundaries. Sharing your experiences and challenges can provide valuable perspective and bolster your resolve. The Stoics recognize the importance of community and mutual support. By leaning on others, you gain strength and encouragement to uphold your boundaries. Self-care is another crucial component of setting and maintaining boundaries. The Stoics believe that caring for yourself is essential for living a virtuous life. By prioritizing your well-being, you can better serve others and fulfill your responsibilities. Engaging in activities that bring you joy, nurturing your physical and mental health, and taking time to relax all contribute to your overall well-being. Setting boundaries is ultimately a form of self-respect. It's about recognizing your worth and refusing to let anyone diminish it. The Stoics teach us that our value isn't defined by external factors, but by our actions and integrity. By setting and maintaining boundaries, you align with these principles and create a life of peace, virtue, and resilience. Your peace of mind and integrity are invaluable. Never let anyone undermine them. Setting boundaries isn't just a defensive strategy. It's a declaration of your self-worth and your commitment to living a life of integrity. So, stay strong, stay wise, and remember, your peace is worth protecting.